Hello everyone and welcome to another Star Wars figure review. Today we're going to take a look at some more figures from Rogue One, a Star Wars story. This time around we're going to take a look at some of the multi-packs that have been released. And the first one I want to give you a look at features this brand new character, Rebel Commando Pao. And perhaps one of the coolest troopers to grace our screens in quite some time. And that is none other than the Imperial Death Trooper, packed to the brim, as you can see, with heavy firepower. Can't wait to give you a look at these figures, guys. These are absolutely awesome. And before we jump into the review itself, let's take a look at the packaging that these figures come in. Now, very similar to the Force Awakens line, we've got this sort of window style packaging. As you can see, some fantastic artwork down the side, which depicts Rebel Commando Pao and the Death Trooper. You've also got that stunning Rogue One artwork across the top there. And on the back of the box, a rundown of the action feature, descriptions of the characters, and an ad for the Studio FX app. So there we go, that is the packaging for this 2-pack. Now let's take a look at the figures. I will kick things off by taking a look at the Death Trooper. This guy is he's packing. Look at the size of this weapon. He comes with this really large, really hefty backpack, and I've got to say, these 2-packs, guys, hands down the best 3 3/4 inch products out there at the minute. These are so good value for money. You know, the accessories that come with these things, the sculpts on the figures, these are stunning. So a big round of applause goes out to Hasbro for putting these together, as they are absolutely awesome. I'm a huge fan of these figures. As you can see, the backpack itself is rather heavy, it's rather big, and it does take away somewhat from the overall aesthetic of the figure, so I will remove it in just a bit to give you a closer look at the Death Trooper. But in terms of overall features, as you can see, we do have 2 firing missiles at the top, which are activated by these 2 buttons on the back. Press one side to fire this one, and the other side to fire the other. You've also got positionable handles down below. And as you can see, the entire backpack is positionable via the trooper's arms. So if you move the arms up and down like so, the cannons do position or reposition like so, which is really cool. So again, a nice practical accessory. Absolutely loaded. Really cool indeed. So we're going to remove this backpack now. And I'm going to give you a closer look at the Death Trooper himself, because let me tell you, these guys are soon becoming some of my favourite trooper designs. As you can see, this guy looks awesome. If you checked out my review on the Elite Series diecast figure, then you'll know that these Death Troopers come in 2 flavours. You've got Standard Death Trooper and Death Trooper Specialist. Now, this particular figure is a Standard Death Trooper, as he doesn't feature the shoulder pauldron or the ammunitions vest. Obviously, this makes him look a little bit skinny. But if you saw these guys at Star Wars Celebration, you know, the uniforms that were on display there, then you'll know that these guys are really tall. They probably stand around 6'10", 7 foot, something like that. Maybe not 7 feet, but pretty big. So very imposing characters, and they serve as the bodyguards of Director Krennic. Sculpt on this figure, as I mentioned, absolutely awesome. As you can see, the helmet is really nicely designed. Some great detail on there. Got some stunning detail on the armour once again. Thermal detonator there on the back. Some more detail there on the legs. Really cool figure, and as I mentioned in my Elite Series review, that belt buckle is very similar to Darth Vader's. So it'll be interesting to see whether that factors into the role that these guys play in the film. In terms of accessories, the Death Trooper does come with his standard blaster rifle. And once again, this guy looks awesome. There is, I believe, a 3 3/4 inch version of the Death Trooper Specialist coming very soon. That figure will feature the pauldron, the ammo pouch, and obviously the ammunitions vest. It was revealed recently at New York Comic Con. So can't wait to pick that guy up. And I'd love to army build a few of these and display them with Director Krennic when he gets released. So that's the Death Trooper. Moving on, the next figure that we have is Rebel Commando Pao, who is equally as cool. Usually I take the Empire over the Rebels, but this guy is awesome. Articulation wise, I'll just run through before I forget the articulation on the Death Trooper. He features a ball joint at the neck, swivels at the shoulders and swivels at the hips, so he's standard 5 points. Whereas Rebel Commando Pao features a little bit of additional articulation. Similar to Admiral Akbar from the Force Awakens line, this figure's jaw is hinged. So as you can see, or as you can't see, let me just try and... There we go. It's a little bit trickier to do than Akbar, but there you go. The jaw is on a hinge, and I believe that's because he has some sort of battle cry that will come into play in the movie. But there you go. As you can see, the mouth does open and close, which I always love that feature. It's really, really nice to see. Just gives the figures a little bit of something different. Detail-wise, this guy is absolutely off the chain. He comes packed to the brim with accessories. As you can see there, he's got what I'm assuming are some sort of grenades or thermal detonators. He's got ammo on his wrists, he's got ammos on his chest, ammo on the other wrist, ammo on the other side. He's just loaded with weapons. As you can see, it does come with a traditional Rebel Trooper backpack as well, which can be removed. And in terms of the rest of the articulation on this figure, he does feature a hinge at the neck, so you can actually have the figure looking up, but this does prevent some of that movement in the jaw. He does have swivels at the shoulders and swivels at the hips. As you can see, he comes with a rather nice looking rifle, some sort of sniper rifle if anything. And again, detail and just overall sculpt on this guy is very nice indeed. Move out of the way to give you a better look there. There we go. So really, really cool. I forget the name of his species. I don't think it's labelled on the back. Oh yes, it is. He's an amphibious Drabata. And his battle cry is Sakala, or Sakala, however that's pronounced. We'll soon find out in the movie. But yeah, very cool character. Absolutely love Rebel Commando Pao. Absolutely love the Death Trooper. And once again, these 2 packs are absolutely phenomenal. Really, really good. Highly recommended. And if you want to pick one of these up for yourself, be sure to hit the link in the video description. So I hope you've enjoyed having a look at the Imperial Death Trooper and Commando Pao. I'll be back to give you a look at some more multi-packs in my next review, so stay tuned for that. And until next time, as always, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.